Right, got some Gundam TCG right here. I'm playing blue-white League Militaire with the Unicorn Norn. And we're gonna see what our opponent has here. This is our first game. I've been really enjoying this deck. Like I think this meta has added, or this new set has added a lot to the meta. Like, yeah, purple's still gonna be good because it's purple, but like now you just have more options to play. Like I think Unicorn Norn, really strong card. The Neo Zeong stuff seems really good. And so I think it's gonna be a really big change where we're not just seeing wing 0 in purple. Like I haven't seen any wing yet. Still learning the decks. You gotta check what everything does, because one thing I like about a lot of the new decks is like you actually have to really be aware of what you're playing and like in what order, because it changes a lot of stuff, especially this deck. And also like Green White Academy, Non-Avoid, those two decks require way more thinking, because other decks do too, but like you actually have to set up your turns in advance and make sure you're hitting everything in order, otherwise you lose a lot of value. Right now we're just both skipping because I'm guessing he's playing a late game deck. Gotta kind of see what is going on. Play out that, just get some board presence. I'm not going to commit anything else to the board just yet. And we realize he's playing red ping, which I mean, I'm not a big fan of this deck just because it's so much just waiting around to do something that you're not actually like playing anything till late game. But I can see why it's good, and like it's nice having just different options. So here, this is a big misplay because you don't get any benefit from playing that first, and there's nothing to ping or rest there, so that was just a misplay on my part. And he hits me with another improved tactics, so that's 2. One thing that I do think some red players struggle with is like when to use stuff, because like it doesn't make any sense to play an improved tactics there when you're not getting much value paying a 2-3 off the board. Like what is that really doing for you? Here's Gundam Amuro. He still has 3 stuff up, so I probably should have been a little more careful here, but like you just want to get board presence, see what he has. Got 2 improved tactics in there already, so how much ping can he really have in his hand? That's what I'm thinking, at least. Go over his action step, and he hits me with a Battle of Aces, taking that out. That's a lot better value, I think, for him. Kind of wasted. Yeah, we're both going 2 for 2 on like card value, but wasting a Gundam Amuro on that pretty early can be pretty damaging. Here he's just setting up again. 5 resources, all unrested. Definitely has more ping in his hand. But I'm not really that worried about like him being able to ping my thing for 7 damage on this one turn. And from break the EX, I have enough so I can restand it. I take the swing. It activates Norton's ability, restand. I also think when it comes to this deck, like you have to be a little more patient on when you want to use your exiles, because like it is quite valuable, especially if they go wide. You can ping a lot of stuff down. So there, I probably shouldn't have played Norn. Could have played the V-Strike Gundam with Uso, but I'm still learning how to play this deck, so I thought it was a decent turn. Got to read my cards because I don't know what a lot of these things do yet, and I'm not too worried about that. Play my V-Strike. I can pair my Uso, activate its ability, get arrest his thing here. Swing into opponent so it only has 3. Just keep my guy up at a higher level of HP. Take 2 shield. Pretty solid turn. We're getting to the late game already, so I gotta be kind of cautious of what he's playing. At this point, I think it's probably Neo Zeong, just because I think that's the big late game red deck right now, especially if you can get your Neo Zeong out, because that card is really, really strong. And we see one going to trash, so we know that's what he's going for. So knowing that, this is definitely going to be like a late game kind of grinded out match. I think I have decent board pressure up. We'll see what he can do. Plays the Kshatriya. One thing I really do like about the League Militaire stuff is that the Kshatriya, like the pair effect or the linked effect with the crews, can't actually damage either of these things because they're both higher level than the Kshatriya, so it kind of takes away some of the innate value that you get from that card and that link. There he takes my Norn. Got one thing on board, 4 damage. You gotta be thinking like this guy probably has a Battle of Aces in hand, so you're gonna have to swing. Play my Victory Gundam, get some more card advantage. See another link, or see another pilot. I have no idea what that card is. Like, I don't think he plays it throughout this entire game. So we'll just never know. We got him down to 2 shields pretty early, but now he's pretty much online, reaching 9 resources, so the Neo Zeong can come out now. And this is where this deck gets really scary, I think, if you can make it to turn 9. And I think decks like this are going to be more viable in this meta because people just aren't running purple as much, at least from my experience. Like, I haven't seen any purple at this point. Just checking the linked effect because it's been a while. We'll see what he wants to do here. Either of my 2 link units that he swings into, like, he's gonna lose, or it's gonna be a crash, so this guy's going away as well. But he has a lot better card advantage. Just checking to see what he has already spent when it comes to his burn. And one thing I haven't seen in a lot of these burn decks is like the close combats. I think you're going for more of the bigger burns with tactics, Battle of Aces. Maybe you run an all range attack. And there's another Battle of Aces, so he's used 2 of those, 2 tactics. And we're pretty much at a restart point. I don't have any link units in hand until I draw that V-Strike. I'm gonna link it right away, get my board presence back up, and I'm just gonna swing face right away because, like, I want to put as much pressure on this guy as I possibly can and force him to actually do something and not just, like, sit around and set his board up, because if you let Neo Zeong get their board set up, it's going to be really hard to break through. The Graceful Demeanor, like, I'm not sold on that card because I understand, like, it's really good anti-aggro, really good anti-purple. You get a rest 2 or send 2 things back to his hand. But if you're playing like anything that's not purple, you're gonna have a hard time using it. I guess it kind of works against blocker slop as well, because you can send 2 lifts or 2 of the flat Matillas back, or even a Rick Dios, which I don't think is going to be that valuable in this meta now that you have another 2/4 blocker at level 3. Once again, just checking the Neo Zeong, because, like, new set, pretty strong card. I've never been a big fan of, like, the Zeon red ping deck. It's not really my type of thing, but I can see why it gets played. Here we see a full frontal, he links it right away, and he's gonna swing into my V-Strike. And now I'm pretty much just at like 0 units on board, because the parts are useless unless you have other things to make them stronger, and you don't really have that much buffs in this deck. You kind of just have the V-Strike to rest things. Now we get another Gundam Amuro link, putting him at 0 shields right away, which is pretty strong. I'm guessing he's going to be able to take this away, but we still have 1 link unit, or 1 pilot in hand, so if we can get the link, we're in a pretty strong spot. Hasn't used any resources yet. I think he's really thinking out his turn. There we go. Neo Zeong. Gonna ping my guy for 3. I don't really get why it took him so long to decide, like, why are you gonna waste 3 ping on a parts? Like, just swing for the Gundam. And now, I don't remember if he links this with full frontal. He does link it with the full frontal. He's gonna swing into my Gundam. I don't think he actually did swing into my Gundam here for some reason, which is, like, quite weird to me. Yeah, for some reason he decides not to swing. And this, I think, is just like a massive misplay on his part. He doesn't know what I have in hand, but you're pretty much leaving up like the best unit that's on the board for me when you could have swung with 0 cost to yourself. Now I can fill up my board. Got 3 units up. I'm gonna assume he has more ping or has another way, but I don't attack here with the Gundam, which I think is also just a misplay on my part, because now he can just ping it down for free pretty effectively if he has a Battle Aces and plays another Neo Zeong. Should have swung there, would have put him in a much tougher spot where he has to have a base or I just win, because I don't think he can clear 2 units. There, he takes out my Gundam, and see, this is where the misplay comes in, because if I had just taken out his base, it wouldn't have mattered. Luckily, I had a link unit in hand, so like I can break that base regardless of him doing that. But this is leaving it up more to him when I could have gone for a more effective position. There, just gonna put the Gundam armor out there, link it, give everything +1 AP. Once again, I didn't really have to do, I could have did the pilot on any unit, but decided to do it that way, just because. Swinging his shields, and that's gonna be game. I think we both didn't really pilot these decks super effectively. I think he made some pretty big misplays. Now I'm just checking to see if I have actually to show the results, because I felt like draw there would have been really nice. And yeah, I think we both kind of misplayed on that deck, or that game. I could have put him in a much tougher spot earlier, and he could have cleared my board with Gundam armor, which would have taken that ability to put him in that tough spot away from me much earlier. That's game 1.